What's going on, members of the Burger Empire? Brian here for Body by Burgers. And what I want to talk about today is kind of, I guess, the state of the bodybuilding world. Maybe not necessarily the state, but there's been a couple of events, I guess is the way to put it, in the past couple of weeks that have kind of shaken up the bodybuilding world, kind of turned things upside down. And for those of you that don't know, some two pretty high-profile bodybuilders ended up passing away in the past couple of weeks here. I am a little bit late to making a video in my response to it, but, you know, I wanted to gather all the information that I could about it before making any statements as to, or accusations or anything like that. For those of you that don't know, and many of you actually don't know, I kind of stopped following the bodybuilding world for a bit, and that's simply because I kind of lost interest in it a little bit. I was kind of doing the workouts and, you know, just got a little bit bored of it, and now I'm kind of starting more towards like overall fitness, things like that. But that doesn't mean that what has taken place in the last couple weeks within the industry of bodybuilding isn't tragic. It's definitely worth noting, but for those of you that don't normally follow the bodybuilding world, two people ended up passing away, both very young. One was Dallas Mccarver, and the other was Piana. After doing all the research that I could as to finding out why this happened, or as to if it was substances that caused it, blah, 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 I decided I'm not going to get into that. We don't really know. There's so many stories and accusations that can go around, and especially in the fitness world, that it's I think it's better off just to not involve it at all. So, you know, unfortunately, Dallas Mccarver. Now, I will say I've never met either of these bodybuilders. I had the chance to meet Piana, and I just didn't do it. These guys lived the life they wanted to live, and I think that's kind of like a very important message for all of us. And we'll start off with like Dallas Mccarver. He, from everything that I've seen about the guy, he was very genuine, very down to earth, very loving guy, and he had charities, and he would always do events that involved children, that they would end up, you know, having fundraisers or charities for children that were, you know, maybe not so fortunate and things like that. And the guy was a big guy, and he also had a big heart, and that's cool, but he didn't live life on other people's terms either. So it's pretty cool that he was doing what he wanted to do, and he did it in a way he wanted to do it. So, you know, I don't know much about the Dallas Mccarver guy. He was really young, really just starting to break into the scene. He was supposed to compete in the Olympia, which is coming up in a couple of weeks here. You know, he was 26 years old, and it's just really unfortunate because I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, I'm 28, I'm overweight, and I have health problems, and you see a guy like that that's supposed to be portraying like the epitome of physical fitness, and he's gone. So that one hit a little close to home just because of his age, but at least he was doing what he loved every single day, and a lot of us don't even get the chance to do what we love for the majority of our life. So at least he lived a fulfilling life at that point. Piana's was a bit of a different story. I watched the video, like his girlfriend's response video, and where she told the story. You know, and I'm not going to get into what we think caused it, but the one thing I will say is Rich Piana was a character, and that's really about the only way to put it. He was a character. He stayed true to his word. He did things his way, and I think to a point, well, not to a point. No, like the reason he became so well known in the bodybuilding world, in the bodybuilding community, in the fitness industry, is because he did things his way and never bullshit about it. If you look at his physique or Google some of his pictures, whatever the case may be, you look at the guy and you're like, dude's got to be on steroids. Well, of course he was. He admitted he was, and I think that's something that the fitness industry really does need more of is more transparency, and that's one thing that Rich always brought to the table was transparency. And the fitness world that's so full of Instagram posts and filters and posing and just, I don't want to call it bullshit, but a lot of it is bullshit. It's good to see a guy that was fully transparent the entire way, never lied about what he was doing, was completely honest, and really did make kind of amends for his past. And he didn't have, like, as far as I'm concerned, anything that I've watched of his, I wasn't like a major Rich Piana fan, but anything that I did watch of his, he brought the truth to the table, never sugarcoated anything, and did things his own way, and again was a guy that lived life on his own terms and was doing what he loved to do every day. And if that's one thing that we can take away from something that's kind of so negative, is that, yeah, death happened, deaths suck, and we can sit here and we can mourn, and we can say, well, shit, this Dallas is only 26, and Rich, I think he was like mid-40s, so we're going to sit here and be like, these guys are gone too soon, but at the same point, we can kind of look at the messages and how they live their lives, and we can sit here and take it almost as a lesson that these two guys lived life on the terms that they wanted to live and didn't give two shits about how anyone else told them, or what anyone else told them to do. They did what they wanted to do with their lives. They carved their own way, and they found their own success, and they lived life the way they wanted to live their life. And if there's anything that we can take away from that, is do exactly that. Try and live your life the way you want to live your life, and you're going to be happy. Because I guarantee you, these guys may have had ups and downs in their lives, but for the most part, they were happy. That's the video for today, guys. Rest in peace to both Dallas Mccarver and Rich Piana. It's a sad day when anybody passes in the fitness industry for whatever reason. We'll leave it at that. And until next time, everybody, burger power.